Hello everyone. In today's lecture, we'll be discussing about what is your purpose in freelancing. Just to have a recap, freelancing means a relationship between a freelancer and a customer in which the customer buys the skills of a freelancer through a platform and pays to the freelancer through escrow. But when you see the thousands and thousands of skills available in a freelancing platform, you become in awe and what to do and what not to do, which skills to follow and what skills not to follow in a sea of freelancing platform. To our help is a book called Ikigai, The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life. In this book, there are four different things: what you are good at, what you love, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. What you are good at and what you love is the profession. What you love and what the world needs is the mission. What the world needs and what you can be paid for is your vocation. And what you can be paid for and what you are good at is your profession. All four combined makes Ikigai. According to the Japanese, everyone has an Ikigai. In French, it means raison d'être. In Japanese, these four characters make the word Ikigai, in which the first two characters means life and the other two to be worthwhile. This character means armor, number one, or to be first, and the last character means beautiful and elegant. According to the Japanese, everyone has an Ikigai. Some people have found it and some people do not, but they do carry it with them. In the book Ikigai, there are two different therapies discussed. The first one is logotherapy, and the second one is Morita therapy. Logotherapy has been forwarded by Viktor Frankl, in which he says that everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. This cannot be taken from a man. He was a Jew who had spent quite a number of years in Auschwitz concentration camp, had lived a terrible, terrible life, had passed through the hardships and survived the SS torture. He also wrote another book, Man's Search for Meaning, in which he discusses in detail what are the ways and means for a human being to search for its true meaning of life. Both these books will be subsequently forwarded in a kind of a book review in my another channel, Shamsi Infotainment. Coming over to the differences between psychoanalysis and logotherapy. In logotherapy, the patient sits up straight and has to listen to things that are on occasion hard to hear. While in psychoanalysis, the patient lies down on the couch and tells you things that are on occasion hard to say. Frankl normally used to ask his patients one question: why do you not commit suicide? It helps us to find reason to live. Logotherapy pushes the patients to consciously discover life's purpose in order to confront their neurosis. He looks forward towards the future, does not delve into the patient's neurosis. The drive is towards purpose and meaning, includes a spiritual dimension, also works on the neurosis or existential meaning of life, deals with conflicts when and where they are, also deals with the spiritual realities. It is compatible with faith, seeks to help the patient find meaning in his life. Fight for yourself. In logotherapy, existential frustration arises when our life is without purpose or when that purpose is skewed. In Frankel's opinion, it can be positive thing, a catalyst for a change. Logotherapy does not see frustration as a mental illness the way other forms of therapy do, but rather in a spiritual anguish, a natural and beneficial phenomena that drives those who suffer from it to seek a cure, whether on their own or with the help of others, and in so doing, to find greater satisfaction in life. It helps them change their own destiny. Nazis' famous euphorium is he who has a why to live for can bear with almost anyhow. The key ideas of logotherapy is we don't create the meaning of a life, as Sartre claimed it, we discover it. We each have a unique reason for being. We can be adjusted or transformed many times over the years. Just as worry often brings about precisely the things that was feared, excessive attention to desire or hyperintention can keep that desire from being fulfilled. Humor can help break negative cycles and reduce anxiety. We all have the capacity to do noble or terrible things. The side of the equation we end up on depends on our decisions, not on the conditions in which we find ourselves. In monitor therapy, the goal of monitor therapy is to have the patient accept life as it is and places an emphasis on letting nature take its course. Monitor therapy views feeling emotions as part of the law of nature, according to Wikipedia. Shoma Morita created his own purpose-centered therapy in Japan. It proved to be effective in the treatment of neurosis, obsessive-compulsive disorder, and post-traumatic stress. He himself was a Zen Buddhist. Morita therapy focuses on teaching the patients to accept their emotions without trying to control them, since their feelings will change as a result of their actions. The key ideas of Morita therapy is to accept your feelings, do what you should be doing, and discover your life's purpose. The phases of Morita therapy includes isolation and rest for 5 to 7 days, light occupational therapy for 5 to 7 days, occupational therapy for 5 to 7 days, followed by the return to normal social life and the real world. Coming over to the flow. Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. While skiing, you are entirely focused on skiing as well as you can. You know exactly how to move at each moment. There is no future, there is no past. Only the present is what matters. You feel the snow, your skis, your body, your own conscious, united in a single entity. You are completely immersed in the experience, not thinking or distracted in any other thing. Your ego dissolves and you become part of what you are doing. You spend an afternoon with a book and forget about the world going by until you notice the sunset and realize that you didn't even have had dinner. You go walking or jogging and don't realize how many hours you have spent until the next day when your muscles ache. According the flow is getting out of the bound of time and space bondage. You are absorbed in the work so much that you don't know how much time has lapsed. According to the psychologist Mihaly, we are completely immersed in life. He described flow as pleasure, delight, creativity, and a process. He wrote a famous book, The Psychology of Optimal Experience, in which he states that the state in which people are so involved in an activity that nothing else seems to matter. The experience itself is so enjoyable that people will do it even at great cost for the sheer sake of doing it. Coming out to the conditions for achieving this flow, you should be knowing what to do, knowing how to do it, knowing how well you are doing it, knowing where to go, where navigation is involved, perceiving significant challenges, perceiving significant skills, and being free from all distractions. Summing up, freelancing is not getting a skill which is highly paid or highly in demand. Freelancing is getting a skill in which you like to be, which you like, which you love, which gets you out of the bondage of time and space, which keeps you in a flow, which keep you interested. Because if you do not do it, then in the end, you will be burnt out, you will be exhausted, you will run around in circles. Thank you for a patient hearing. See you next time.